So, some things that I'd like to share with you about truck driving and the license. So, I passed a car license many, many years ago, and I passed last year a Code C truck driver's license in South Africa. And now, recently, a few days ago, I passed Code EC, right? So now, when, for example, last year when I had Code C, employers would ask for some strange reason, they don't use the correct terminology, and it could be historically that they associate a large vehicle. Maybe, maybe in the old days you had to have Code 14 to drive luxury buses, and you had to have Code 14 to drive articulated trucks, and you had to have Code 14 to drive rigid trucks that is 16 tons and more. So maybe that was historically the case. So they just called it Code 14. And for some reason, that has still stuck. Code 14 has stuck. But the reality, and for many years, it's actually now got different codes, which is code, for example, you've got with trucks, you've got code C1, which people, they try and match it to a code of the old days, which is, they try and match it to code 10. And then there is code C, which they try and they give it the name code 11. And then you got code EC, which they try and match it to code 14. But from my experience, you see, code EC, there is no code 14. Let's put it like that. There is no code 14. There's no such thing anymore. It's actually, it's just in people's minds, so that for the layman, the person that actually is not into tracking, and even employers are getting this wrong. They're saying, "No, we need code 14," but there is no code 14. So it is actually code EC. So the C is the truck. It's the same truck. Code C is the same truck as code EC. It's the same truck. It's just not with the trailer. So code C is code 14. It's a subcategory of code 14. If you want to match it to a code from the past, it's a subcategory, right? It's so what's happening is people is losing jobs because HR and recruiters and employers, they don't actually know. They think they know, but they don't know. So when they say they want code 14, they're using the wrong word. They should say, you see, a large luxury bus, those very large rigid body trucks and luxury buses and so on, all of that is actually code C because it's not trailers. It's code C. It only becomes code EC. The E is for when you hook a trailer to it, articulated trailer. Then it becomes the EC. But there's a lot of driving jobs that do not need a code EC. A code EC is for trailers. Now, why would somebody who's got a code 14 or EC apply for jobs with a code C, for a code C truck or a code C bus? Well, that might just be a preference. They don't want to drive with trailers anymore, or it might be that they don't have enough experience and they're not getting an opportunity to drive code EC with which is trailers. Even a luxury bus with a good sized trailer, I believe that trailer must be more than 750 kilos. Then you need a code EC license. But code C is your bus license. Code C is the license for cement trucks is code C. It's not code EC. Code C is a very powerful license. And when it comes to people being able to gain success, the quickest success with the lowest cost, and doing it privately. And even for employers, the lowest cost would be, we're talking past code C1, which is like what people like to match the old code 10. We're talking past that. We're talking what they talk about code 14. It's code CE. No, sorry, that's in England. Code EC and code C. Code C is a subcategory of code 14. It's the same trailer. It's the same truck. It's the same truck. It's just not with a trailer. Or it's for the big bus. Okay. So 16 tons and more, you can drive with a code C license, and you can drive everything smaller, even a code C1, everything under 16 tons, and you can drive even a car with it. And the same with a code EC. But yeah, employers are making a big mistake. Everyone's just saying, I want a code EC. No, code EC is for trailers, guys. Please educate the people that when you apply, tell them, I've got code C, and that is for this vehicle. I went to a company a few weeks ago in Hermanus, and the owner manager came out and he's like, code 14. I'm like I knew there's no such thing really as code 14. It's code EC. So I told him that's not code EC, that's code C. A cement truck is code C. But maybe they're spoiled for choice. And it seems to be that code C maybe didn't catch on enough. But code C is a subcategory of code EC. So people can argue with me on that, but trust me, I've passed code C, and then a few months later I passed code EC. And South Africa's economy and the world in general can do with code C drivers. Why? You see, why must people with a code 14 be required to drive code C trucks and buses? It shouldn't be a requirement. It should be, okay, you've got it and you want to apply for a bus job, or you want to apply for a code C type of truck. Okay, fine, and we can use you. But for them to say just across the board, we want code EC, that is cutting out a lot of drivers that could be driving those vehicles, the right vehicles. That could be driving the code C license, should be driving the code C trucks most of the time. They don't have the license to apply for articulated trailers. Sure, if it's a bus, luxury bus job, and they want a driver with code EC, and because they're going to put a trailer on it, that makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense. So I wanted to share that with you. It's a big misunderstanding out there. And here's the other thing. I'm going to make another video about this need for experience, and I think it's driven mostly by insurance companies, because if you can pass a license, a K53 truck driver's license, doesn't matter if it's code 10, which I'm also falling into that trap. Code C1, code C, and code EC. If you can pass a K53, I'm not talking about paying bribes and you did it the right way, then you can drive trucks. You can drive that category of truck, no problem. And they should give you a chance to drive and prove yourself. And just give you some tips. We know when you drive with loads, you got to drive slower. And anyway, when you went for your test, you had to drive under 40 kilometers per hour with your truck. So, yeah. When you drive with loads, you just got to drive slower. Use your brakes when you use your gears when you go downhill, and go slow downhill, and you choose a low gear when you're going to go uphill. You also don't want to rush, and your bends. You don't want your truck falling over because the weight is stacked high up. It can pull your truck over. So just remember, when you take your bends, you also got to take it at a slower speed. It's too bad for traffic. If they want to overtake, they can overtake, but your safety is going to come first. You're going to take it easy. Here's what I noticed in South Africa. There's way too many drivers that are racing with those big trucks and those big buses. They are racing. Okay, so no matter how much experience they have, they are a danger on the road to themselves and to everybody else. They are driving way too fast, and the speed needs to come down. I've seen this. I don't know what's the reason. Are they being pushed by the employers? Is it all to do with deadlines, or are they just in a hurry because they want to get it done? It's a long term rushing with a large vehicle, anything from a code C1, code C, code EC. It's gonna end in an accident eventually. So yeah, just want to leave that thoughts with you.